All right, another lat variation, pull down, pull up variation, except this time the negative. So you're starting at the top and then slowly lowering yourself down. Now don't fret, there's gonna be a lot of people that just can't do this. In fact, me just doing this is pretty tough and I do a lot of pull-ups. So we'll show you what to do. But the key to this, Coach Bryce mentioned, you probably wanna get a bench. Otherwise you're gonna have to, I mean, you could jump up every time and then lower yourself down, but it's easier to get a bench to have a shorter distance to get to that top position. Start off on the bench. You want to put your hands up wherever, and I like it just slightly wider than shoulder width apart. You'll find a grip that you like. Some people like this neutral grip. My wife likes the neutral grip a little bit more. I'm going to just show you how to do it on this with this variation. Kind of, then you jump a little bit. Hold yourself as much as you can, and then you slowly let yourself down. Now, how slow should they go on the way down?
Well, while you're performing the exercise, it's going to feel like a century. But what we're shooting for is somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 seconds. And the longer, the better. One of the ways that I will typically progress this exercise as opposed to adding more repetitions is just making each rep longer. And eventually, even getting to the point, not in this program, but I have done this in the past, of like all the way up to 30 seconds for a single rep. And that's really, really challenging. Even just the 3 to 5 seconds is really, really tough. And there are many people who cannot do full pull-ups, and that's okay. One of our goals is to be able to help you get to that pull-up. But even if you can, and even if you can do a lot, negatives are an exercise where you will never get too strong for them. They're always a great and really challenging option, and also very joint friendly, very shoulder and elbow friendly, because we're only performing the eccentric or the muscle lengthening action.
Yeah, I mean, I can do a ton of pull-ups, and even this is like, all right, I can feel this. And again, you can make it harder by going, all right, 3 to 5 seconds is pretty easy. You go up to 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever. Yeah. So if you can't, okay, again, there's gonna be a lot of people watching this going, what the heck, I wouldn't even be able to do that for a second. I would fall straight to the floor and get hurt. So what do we do for that?
There are a couple good options. Many commercial gyms will have assisted pull-up and dip machines.
You put your knee on it. We don't have it here, but you can put your knee on this thing instead of weight.
Yep, and that can definitely help. A lot of times there you'd wind up being able to perform the full rep too. So my favorite sort of default option is to add band assistance. And you can place the band either around one knee, both knees, or your feet. And this is going to make the movement significantly easier and spare some of your body weight. Now, sometimes it can get a little janky when you're climbing yourself back up again. And we want to avoid jumping a lot, because then you're swinging all over the place. The more you can sort of monkey bar climb yourself, the better. But you'll see here that this is going to make it a lot easier for Spencer once he sort of like toes off of the bench. And then from there, you can just take one foot out to climb yourself back up. So see, he's able to pause for quite a while. This is a great slow tempo, and it makes a big difference, especially at the bottom where we start to be much weaker.
And you can step back up here.
Yep.
And if you want to put them both in, or just keep one out and then just.
Yep, whatever's going to help you with that. And then the way that we can measure progress is going to smaller and smaller bands over time, or in the weight stack assisted machine, going to less and less weight that's aiding you over time, because then you're handling more and more of your body weight.
You can see this is a pretty thin band, but you can get, I mean, we'll put in the resources, thick bands that again, it could slingshot you up depending on who you are. So you'll be fine. I think everybody can do this as long as we get the right band tension. And if you don't have a pull-up bar at home, again, use the door insert. I wonder how, they're pretty strong though.
They are.
They're pretty strong. You should be able to use pretty thick bands.
Yep.
They should have they should have a weight rating on the.
Most of them do. For reference, I'm around 280 pounds, and I can do weighted pull-ups on my door frame insert, no problem.
How much weight do you put on when you do that?
Right now, I'm doing around 25 pounds when I add, so it can handle over 300 with no problem, and many of them can, and they'll typically have a weight limit listed within the description.
If you're like, okay, I'm not, you're over 300 pounds, let's say, and there may be many people who are watching this, since I'm an obesity doctor, and people are like, hey, I just want to get into exercise. Like, I am not doing that. I'm going to hurt myself. What's another option? Do you think band pull downs or something like that?
Yep. Any pulling,
Just like
you know,
this.
we want to row the
Pulling
boat,
down.
right? Strong back,
Pulling
strong human. So if we can swap to lat pull down or a band pull down or a row instead, that's okay. And that'll be a great chance to build your pulling and your back strength, because don't worry, these variations are going to come back around over and over again. And if you can't do pull-ups right now, we're going to get you there.
Awesome.